I'm in Toronto, Canada, sitting down with a professional boxer by the name of Johnny the Greek Birmpilis. This guy is insanely talented, has several knockouts under his belt, and we're going to talk about the entire business of boxing, what it means to be a professional boxer, the costs, the drive, what's needed to be in this industry. We're going to unravel everything.
Everybody wants to see you winning, but when you lose, you respect the sport more. You respect the opponents. You respect the mistakes, and you don't want to do it again. But concussion is something very big, very bad in our sport. Yeah. And we've seen through the years many fighters died, or they became handicapped. They cannot even function, they cannot think, they cannot talk now. It's sad, but it's a part of the sport,
So enjoy this episode of Invigorate Your Business with George Stroumboulis as we talk about the business of boxing.
My name is George Stroumboulis, and I'm extremely passionate about traveling the world, meeting new people, and learning about new businesses. Join me as I sit down with other entrepreneurs to learn about their journeys. This episode of Invigorate Your Business starts now.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for you to make the time. I know you're busy, always in the gym, always hustling. We'll have a pre-intro to this and we'll put up all your videos and everybody will get to learn you. But the goal of today is to really learn who Johnny the Greek Birmpilis is, right? Understand your background, really get into just you're lethal in the ring. You're a nice guy outside of it, right? And I want people to learn about this industry. I know nothing about boxing. I don't know the economics of it or everything, but we're going to jump into this. I'm excited. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Appreciate it, man. So tell the world, who are you?
As you know, my name is Yannis Birmpilis. I go by Johnny the Greek Birmpilis. I'm from Larissa, Greece. I was born and raised there. I started fighting there, and then I moved to Canada. Then I moved to the States. Long story short.
Yeah. So you're everywhere. I actually met you probably over 3 years ago in Miami.
Yeah, in Miami.
Yeah, and coolest thing, I still have the photo. Cool spot. Met you. I recognized you. And we started chatting, and then someone else told me, he's like, oh, he's the boxer. And then by the end of it, I asked, hey, can we take a photo with my daughter? And you were just so cool. Just great energy, man. And I always find people that are lethal with their hands or no combat sport are usually the biggest gentlemen, nice people. Do you find that in general?
Yes. I've been in this sport 70 years and I met a lot of people. You can't believe how nice they are. You can't believe this guy going to the ring and 10 upside down. His mode changes instantly and he became a different person. But outside of it, I met only good people. The only thing we have is ambition. When I step into the ring, you change a little bit. But outside of it, you're the person your parents raised you to be, right?
Absolutely.
Nice and kind and polite.
For people who don't understand, we have a lot of listeners around the world. Central Greece.
Central Greece, exactly. Yep. The central part of Greece.
Yep. So you were born there, raised there. And then when, I know you've shared the story before, but how do you get from playing soccer as a kid to wanting to punch people in the head? How do you make that transition?
I was going to high school and I had my best friend and my neighbor. I have to come back, take the bus again. I was taking 2 buses to go to school, right? It was far away from our village. And I said, oh, which team are you playing now? Soccer. Because I thought he still plays soccer. I say, I don't play soccer anymore. I box. And since he said that, that's it. My mind got stuck there. From the next day, I joined him and never stopped since.
But did you know anything about boxing until then?
Nothing. I never watched anything. I never watched Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali because in Greece it wasn't that popular, right?
Right.
All is soccer. That's all we need to do. That's all we're doing, playing in the parks or outside the streets. And I fell in love since day one. I started watching videos after. I love the process. Since day one. The transition I got, how I learn, my stance, how to put my hands, how I can move my head. I love the process, right? Every day I love it a little bit more.
Yeah, and you say when you were a kid, you start at 17?
14.
14, and now you're 31. So that's not a long time ago, but it is a long time ago. Over a decade of doing this.
17 years.
17 years. So walk us through, you're in Greece, right? Where do you progress? How do you end up in the States?
Every time people ask me, I get emotional. So I was in Greece, and in Greece, I had no future as a professional boxer. I was very good amateur, and I always thought, my coach asked me once after a championship, say, Yanni, what do you want to do after? And I was the head coach. Just want to be a pro. I always imagine myself, since I started boxing, to hear my name in English and announcers calling my name. And,
no way.
I was going back from school, I was going back from training, and I was talking to myself, you know, like an announcer, like I was announcing myself. It's funny, but silly, and it's true. You know, that's how I started. And then I reached out to some people. I reached out to some people in Australia, I reached out to some people in America, and some people in Canada.
So while living in Larissa, you're emailing them, you're calling?
No, I was texting them through Facebook.
Okay.
Like, nothing very legit or very professional. Facebook, I knew I searched on Facebook and I searched it out. And some people replied to me from Australia. In America, it was hard then because you need a visa, you need to be somebody.
Sure.
Yeah, you need to show them who you are before they invite you. And in Canada, I had a guy there, and in Canada and Australia, the guys were telling me, if you ever come, let us know. So I was about to go in Australia. 2 weeks before I came, the guy from here, my ex-manager from here, he was like, Johnny, I like your resume. Come here if you want. If you ever come in Toronto, come and see me. After the weekend was Friday. The next Monday, I booked the tickets.
Come on.
In 2 weeks, I flew here in Toronto.
At what age?
I was 25.
Okay.
By the time 26. And I showed up here. He didn't know anything. I told him I'm coming. He couldn't expect me to come. I showed up here. I speak no English. I knock on his door and he started laughing.
Come on.
Him and one of his best fighters, then they started laughing. They were laughing at me. They couldn't believe I just showed up.
But laughing in that, man, this guy's serious.
Yeah.
He's ready. Yeah.
Look at this kid. He told me he's coming. He's here.
Jeez.
And at the moment, the guy was talking to me so much and I was like, no understand. Me boxing. I was saying, me boxing. Like, let me fight to show you who I am.
Right.
That's what I was trying to explain to him, right? That was the beginning of the story. I came here, he helped me, he gave me fights. And my dream was always to go in America, right? Because America is the mecca of boxing.
Yep. Everything. It's magnified. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. After three years successful in Canada, here, I beat almost everybody they put in front of me.
Jeez.
Here, I was undefeated. I was ranked number one for a bit in Canada as a foreign fighter.
For an amateur? Is that how it, how does that work?
Professional.
Professional. So when you showed up here, were you already a professional fighter?
Yes.
From Greece?
Yes. I was 1-0. I had one fight, a win.
Okay.
It was a win. And I came here and there was people with better record than me and more experience than me here.
Right.
But I beat them. You know,
Jeez.
I ranked in the middleweight division then. I ranked number 1 in Canada. And I was a new Canadian, you know, I was an international fighter coming here. Nobody knew about me and
that's
people
incredible.
get to know me. You know, huge Greek community in Toronto.
Massive.
They put me up because they will come and see my fights and that's good for business. The promotion.
Was there a lot of support from the community?
Yes.
Here? Okay.
Yes. Even my ex-manager, he was going to the Greek town. He was putting the poster of me. And the people say, oh, he's Greek. And, you know, let's go support him. And people come in, watch the fights. I was selling a lot of tickets. In that sport, you need to sell tickets. You need to sell if you want to go high, especially in the first steps. So my promoter has to say, oh, this guy can sell tickets after, so I can put him in the show. You have to have that persona.
And self-promotion, like you
exactly.
have to, okay.
Be good with people, be kind, be polite, and talk to them, socialize good.
Right.
It's very important, but people don't know that. The most people think you're a fighter, you're just going to fight.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
They see you on social media, they see you on YouTube, you punching people and see, but they don't know the real you.
That's the 1 second. They don't know the rest of the day and what you're putting in.
Exactly. They see the 1%.
Right.
They don't see the 99 behind the scenes.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's easy for him. Well, you know, while we're sitting here, you're training all day, like every day. We're going to get into the professional, but what's amateur look like? So you start in Greece, you're in the amateur circuit. What does that look like? You have local fights, and then how do you know when you become professional? Like, what are those steps to get there?
Profession is just choice. If you ever want to make it, right? If you want to do it to the sport. But remember, in Greece, the sports we don't do that good, except soccer and basketball. Yep. Boxing has no money. In the end of the day, when you say profession, you got to make a living out of it.
Yes.
Right? So I was an amateur, and in Greece, like, you have club shows, you know, and you get some fights. And after 15 fights, you become a third division fighter. After 25 fights, second division. Okay. After 30 fights, the first division. And you fight for championships, you take fights, you take experience. And some people follow the professional career from there. Yep. Some people just being coaches or they never box again. They do that as a hobby when they're kids. I was fighting and I was loving it even more, each time more. Wins or losses, I was loving it more. So
even when you were losing in Greece, like of those 30 plus fights to get to the first division, you obviously had some losses as well?
Yes, exactly. Like I had 66 fights and I had 9 losses.
66 fights, 9 losses only.
Yes.
And of those 9 people, like, you're obviously learning from every defeat.
Yes, because you know what? When you're winning, it's comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody likes you. Everybody wants to see you winning. But when you lose, you respect the sport more. You respect the opponents. You respect the mistakes.
Right.
And you don't want to do it again. And I lost 9 times as an amateur and 2 as a pro now. And I won't lie, it sucks. But listen, you're learning.
Right.
It's how you control the outcome. Of course, it sucks because you're losing, but you don't want to do the same mistake again. And me personally, I think I become better when I lose because I respect more. I respect the sport.
Right.
I respect my opponent. I respect all the moments that will come like this. And now I have less and less and less interest to lose now.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm learning more.
Every angle, everything.
Exactly.
That's incredible. So talk to me while we're talking about losses. So your professional record now here in North America as a pro, 8-2-0?
Yes.
Okay. And 8, how many knockouts of those 8 victories?
4.
4 knockouts. Just talk to me about that. Like, what's that feeling like when you get that knockdown of that person, your opponent, and they're just laying on the canvas? What goes through you?
One of the fighters said one time, and I will repeat it again. I hope everybody in the world, they can feel at least one time that level of happiness you get at a time. It's, you can't describe it. You feel alive. I feel alive, you know? You feel like you're just born. You just step into this world.
Right.
You feel like a god, you know, because you forget about how many people are watching on the TV or how much crowd you have. You forgot about everything. Everything is dark.
Right.
Everything is just you and him and fighting. And you see him down, everything starts shining. You don't see people anymore. You see faces, but you don't realize who it is. You just see bright lights and it's like you're in paradise, you know?
Really?
It's very exciting.
So let me ask you, is when you step into the ring, is your goal always to try to go for a knockout? Like what's a victory to you? You want to make sure?
Yes, I want to make sure I'm gonna get the victory, whatever it is, with a knockout or with a decision. But no, we don't go with a KO. Just I'm going to be myself. I'm going to fight because I'm training hard for it, right? And I know I will show up. I will show up good the fight night,
right?
And whatever the win comes, it comes. But we don't change the knockout. If I see opportunity, yes, I might take it. I will try to take him down. But at the end of the day, we just want to win the fight.
You want to win the fight
with whatever that cost is.
It's incredible, dude. The way you physically, you're not massive, tall guy, but you're shredded. The strength you have is insane. When I see you punching these guys and knocking them, like, that's just insane power, man. How does it feel on the receiving end? Have you ever been knocked out in your career?
No, I've been sometimes dizzy and shit, but never been knocked down. I don't know how it feels about me. When I was a kid, I got sometimes, you know, some body shots, some heavy body shots. People call me a little bit crazy, but I like it. When I get hit and it hurts, I like it. You know, it motivates me. You know, I'm going to make sure you're not going to hit me there again.
Exactly.
You're not going to hurt me again.
Right, right. But it rattles you, man. Like, even growing up playing hockey or getting in fights in the park, like, when you get that and you're just like stunned for a second, it rattles your cage and you need a second to kind of figure it out. And yes, I've always wondered, like, when you're in a boxing ring, it's just one-on-one. It's not a team sport, even though you have coaches and supporters and people in your corner. It's all on you that day. Like, that's just got to be tremendous pressure, like stepping into the ring.
I said to some of my younger fighters, they have to come up and say, listen, sometimes you feel a lot of pressure and everything, but remember, you need the pressure. Because in the boxing ring, when the bell rings, what everybody does, everybody takes a step out. Your coach, your second corner, the referee, everybody. When the fighter at that moment takes a step in. So I'm taking a step forward, everybody takes a step back.
Right.
So you know you're alone. You're going to get that pressure.
Right.
It's very lonely, very strong moment. Because you see everybody stepping out, you're stepping in. You know you're about to fight. You know the guy is in front of you, he's going to punch you in the face, and you got to do the same to him. It's all about in the head.
So where does this come from? Like, your training, you can't be in better shape, right? Like, you're shredded, endurance, you're running. I see your stuff on social from Miami, living in LA, just nonstop, right? Like, you have to, because you're a professional. Where's that motivation come from?
I don't think there's any motivation. Just in discipline now, you know? It's the love I have for that sport. Maybe you can call that love motivation. Like, my coach was like, I win my last fight, and I go, hey, Yanni, take 2 weeks off. You know, go, chill, relax a little bit. I say, coach, I can't.
Right.
I don't come to the gym. I'm not good. I'm not feeling good. I have love for the sport. You know, it's like my life. It's like, I say to my friends, like, I fell in love with the sport and never disappoint me. Yeah, win or losses, it got me sad, but it never disappoint me.
Really?
I take what I give, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't performing good, I lost. It's okay. I got it. I accept it. I'm a man. I take my wins, take my losses too. But the love I have for the sport, I think, is if you can say motivation. I have so much love. I never loved anything like that. It's boxing is a sport,
right?
But you gotta love it very much if you want to do it the way we do it. I do it as a pro fighter, you know? It takes everything out of you. It takes your life, it takes your friends, it takes your family, everything. You have to focus there 200%. You have to sacrifice everything else. You have to leave everything behind.
Everything. Yeah.
Yes, you gotta focus there. This has to be your priority. You have to be at the gym 365, 24/7. People don't understand that.
Right.
Right? You have to be drinking like the whole year round. You have to be careful of your diet. You have to be constantly with diet. You know, the whole year round you have to be with diet.
Yeah.
Yes. People don't understand that. But it's the love doing it, love about the diet.
Yep.
The whole process is like still have me in love. I'm still in love with this. I boxed for 17 years. And if somebody talks to me about boxing, they can say, oh, I feel how much you love it. Still, I think.
Yeah, it radiates on how much you're,
it's a part of me.
So let me ask you then, you're boxing right now. What's the end goal? Because physically, you can only box for so long, right?
Yes, exactly.
And you're going to go.
You get older, yeah.
You're going to get older, but like, what are the next steps right now? So you have a fight coming up December, right?
Yes.
So what's your progression? Like, what's success to you?
Success to me is like taking one fight at a time and winning and keep jumping up to the rankings. And I want to get my title shot. At least I want to take that taste. I want to fight for a shot. Win or lose, I just want to go there. I always dreamed about it since I was a kid. So I want to do it. I conquer some of the dreams. I live them. But now I want to go to the end of it.
And that's a title shot is your...
Exactly.
And who's at the top in your division right now? Who's the top?
It's Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
He's one of the best now. As Regis Progress, David Haney, they're just fighting now the next month too. And some guys from America, they're very, very good, very skillful. It's a very competitive division too.
Yep. And what's the weight class?
140.
140. Okay.
Yes. Super lightweight.
Super lightweight. So you have your goals, dude. That's incredible. How does it work in the boxing world to get a title shot? How many more wins do you have to position? Because boxing, this is one of the sports that I don't understand. I know other sports, you win, you go to the next round, you win, you go. This one varies, right? Like it's just very...
You know why? Because you see some people that have 35 fights, 35-0, like they're undefeated, right, but they never got the title shot. It's the right fights. Right. If I fight you 1, 2, 3, 4 times and I win, and I'm 10-0, but I fought the same people, I fought only bams, nobody cares. Nobody will give me the title shot. You have to win the right guys, the steps. So you're gonna fight the guy, is that step for me like 15-2. The next guy you're gonna fight, the guy is gonna be 25-2 and 3. You know, you have to, exactly. It's like a ladder. Yeah. You have to also fight a guy a little bit better than the guy before, and keep winning so you can reach the shot. Wow. You can be at the rankings, and the people can give you the opportunity after, because you earned it. You fought the right guys. Right. So you're professional. This is your full-time job. Like, so you, in your fights that you've done, that earns you enough money to be able to reinvest and train and not have to work? Or how does that work? I have to work. Yep. You have to work, especially when you're a young fighter, you have to work. I never had a manager to give me, food or place to live. Everything since I came here, I had to work for my living. I have to support myself, right? All on your own. Exactly. Yeah. I have to support my life. So I found work. I start working to make money, to pay my rent, to pay my food, and focus on my training. Because only the training or the fights I had there, the money couldn't provide me the place to live here in Toronto, because everything is expensive. You have to do something to the side to make sure you have enough to support yourself. Totally. Yeah. So that's why I had to work. And you're in expensive cities, Toronto, Miami, LA. Los Angeles. Yes, they're not cheap cities, right? Now, if you went to Alabama, maybe it's the money is good enough. Yep. But you have to be consistent. Now, if I do 3 times a year, you're not going to have enough money. Right. Especially as a young fighter, you get what, $5,000 or $10,000. For 3 times a week, they're not enough. Yep. Right? So on average in this space, if you fight, you can make $10,000 in a single fight? Yes. As a especially the lower. You can start the first fights, the first professional fights with like $2,000, $3,000,
Yep.
or $1,500. And then if you win, you go after that, you get 3 to 4,000, and then you go 5 to 6.
Yep.
And then you go 10 to 12, and then you go 15 to 16. The numbers jump like crazy up. And after you take 15 to 16, you might go to 40.
Right. Big jump. Yeah.
Yes. After 40, you go to 120. $120,000 for one fight.
For one fight.
night.
But on average, 3 fights a year. Is that what you're seeing?
Yes, or 2.
Or 2.
Yeah. When you get like that kind of money, you get 2 times the fight.
Right.
But if you take a fight for 100,000 and you win, the next fight will be like 300,000.
Right.
You win that, after it's going to go like 1 million. The amount of the jumps you have is crazy. If you get the opportunity for $100,000 and you lose, you might get it once more. Maybe you're going to get one more time. So you can see it was a mistake the first time you lost.
Okay.
You take the opportunity, you win. Okay. But if you take the opportunity twice and you lose, you're not going to get that money ever again.
So is that basically your career's done?
Exactly.
And you decide if you...
No, it's done, but you get that kind of money.
Right.
You have to end your short after again. You have to fight 3, 4 fights again with the low money so we can go up again.
See,
to win the right guys.
That's what's crazy to me, because you're paying for your trainers. You have an agent, you have a manager, and you always hear this now. Like if you watch about the whole YouTube stars fighting the professionals, even these big boxers at that level, they'll always say, come on, you'll never make that money like you will in these fights. And you sacrifice so much, right, to get in front of these fights, right? Like it's a hard grind, right? Every day, because you're paying for that. Like you're fighting in Houston, those are your expenses, right? You're paying for flights, hotels, all that stuff.
I mean, most of the times the promotions pay when they call you out, when they call you over there. But yeah, the most of the times I pay. I pay for my training camps. I pay for my flights. I pay for my food. Food is expensive.
Food's expensive, yeah.
You have to eat proper. You have to eat good food, clean, organic stuff.
Right.
Sometimes you need to go to different places to train in a different city. Or you have to rent a hotel or Airbnb there somewhere to live, and you have to cook, or if you don't have no time to cook, you have to buy food.
Yep.
Which is more expensive to the flights, everything.
Everything.
Your coach flight, he has to be with you. You have to pay his food sometimes because he's there training with you.
Do you get support? So from the Greek community, do you get a lot of support where it's like, Yanni, we got this covered, and here's food, or here's flights, or training camps, or like, how does that work?
No. People told me back then I should reach out to them, but I'm not the guy. You met me, you know, I can work and can make my living, right? I'm not the guy I'm going to come and ask somebody, hey, support me here, or can you support me? If they want to help it, I'm open to it.
Right.
I will put their logo in my t-shirts, in my shorts. I will do the social media, like buy for them. I do everything, but they have to tell me. I'm not going to go ask somebody to give me money to support me. I'm good. I'm healthy. Thank God. And I'm supporting myself. I work and make a living. It makes it nice. It makes me more passionate about it, you know, because I have to work, I have to struggle,
right.
I have to save money, I have not to spend money, so I can support myself there, which it takes more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, you appreciate it more. Like you said before, when you're at the top, you get comfortable.
Exactly. And then you have everybody's door, everybody coming there, support you more. You already have enough. Then you don't care that much.
Yeah.
The thing is, the people that support you at the beginning, listen, thank God, all the Greeks around Toronto, LA, or Miami they supported me just being there and watch my fight. And
which is a big deal, right?
Exactly,
to come out,
it's a big deal. You know, when I came here, nobody knew me. And even in my first fight, if you see some videos, or the whole stadium was Greek flags everywhere.
That's
people calling my name. People I never met in my life.
Yeah.
They call my name, they have a picture with me. And I appreciate that. I love that. You know,
you weren't getting that support back in Greece.
No, of course
right.
not.
And then you come here, man, the community here in Toronto, I'm born here. I don't live here now, but I explain, like, it's so concentrated. People are so proud. Like it's magical. And then they get behind the heroes, right? They get behind the people they want to cheer about.
Yes, exactly. Listen, as Greek, I think everybody's a little bit excited you don't succeed because you're Greek. We have that kind of, like, you know, we want to show some love to the people that Greek and then go high. But here, especially in Toronto, I saw different kind of love. I was going out and people telling me, oh, he's the boxer. Don't let him pay. I will pay his food. I was going out for a dinner, people pay for food. I was going for coffee, people pay for my coffees because
that's amazing.
I was the Greek guy, the Greek fighter, they were saying, you know, the Greek boxer. So
you're representing a country, man.
Exactly.
Like it's a big deal.
It's the whole country behind you, right? You fight on the TV. Let's see the flag on the TV. I came from a small city in Greece, in Miami, and they see me entry, you know, with a Greek flag inside the ring.
Amazing.
It's a big thing for Greece, for all of us, right? And me and all the people that are doing that, because we have some other Greek fighters too, I think it's the best we can do.
Absolutely.
You know, so like Greece, we'll stay here. We'll stay fight. We'll stay warriors.
Yeah, man, you're a machine, dude. Let me ask you about concussions. How do you protect yourself from that? How do you know when too much damage to the head is too much? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Listen, this is something you don't know. Every time before we fight, we take a CT scan.
Okay. Oh, every time?
Every time before a fight. So you have to make sure you're healthy, you're okay, you don't get hit a lot or whatever. Your brain is functioning enough and doesn't have any space for injury, because we know concussions are very bad.
Yep.
And as my coach said, every time you get hit, it shortens your life. Even if you block the hit sometimes, you know, because you can ask any doctor if you want. The hand is not meant to be hit. Right? And we're doing that in an everyday basis, which is not good. So the less hit you take, the more you protect yourselves. That's how you can avoid concussion. But concussion is something very big, very bad in our sport. Yeah. And we've seen through the years many fighters died, or they became like, you know, handicapped. They cannot even function, or they cannot think, they cannot talk now. It's sad, but it's a part of the sport. You know, every sport has injuries.
Everyone.
Football too, American football too. Yep. But the less hit we get, the more safer we are, the more functional, the more you can keep using your brain, your nerves, everything.
Right.
Everything will be okay if you don't get hit enough. Sometimes you get hit enough and you have to know, oh, my career is done. Not just concussion, you know, some people have eye problems. You hit them with the head, the eyes start popping out right away. So you know this guy has to retire. His body cannot take it no more. You
have a good corner though that tells you.
Exactly.
Right. You got to surround yourself, because you're so passionate, and everyone like you, where it's like you may go and just keep taking it because you know you'll fight out of it and whatever. You need to be around good people. But the
coach, he has to save you there. Your coach, your team has to say, hey, Yanni, I saw enough. You got hit enough, you know, but stop the fight. They have to understand that. They have to see you might get mad at them because they stop the fight, because you're a fighter, you want to fight now and tomorrow again.
Yes.
But it's not the proper thing you should do. It's not the right thing you should do. They know that.
They know that.
Yes, the team can protect you better than you can protect yourselves, because they see it differently, from a different angle. You don't see that angle. Especially when I fight. It's okay if you give me 10 punches or whatever and you hit me hard, I'm not going to stop. Some people, the referee or the team, they say, hey, I must stop the fight. He gets hit a lot.
Right.
That's how we avoid it.
Which is great. I didn't know about the CT scans too, to see where you're at.
No, of course you have to. CT scan, eye exam, and blood work always before the fight.
Always. Okay. So let me ask you, in a street fight now, how dangerous can you be in a street fight versus do people come up to you and try to start fights because they know you're a boxer? You know, a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I live in California, Newport Beach. Next to it is Huntington Beach. And if you go out there to a bar, a restaurant, whatever, most of the guys or a lot of them have cauliflower ears, because a lot of the MMA fighters are right there.
Yeah, so wrestlers, yeah.
You're wrestlers. So when you see that, you're like, all right, man, not that I go and start fights, but I'm like, if you step on my shoes, I'm good. Just keep walking. When you're out and people know you're a boxer, do people try to start with you or try to prove themselves?
Here in Toronto and in Miami or in LA, in America, I never saw that. I never had that experience. People always respect you. Because you're a boxer, people know more about it now here. They respect you more. They don't try to cause a problem. They like to get to know you.
Yep.
But in Greece, everybody wants to prove themselves.
Jealousy. Why is he?
Yeah, so the kids, they want to be, the gangster. Oh, he's a boxer. Let's see, I'm going to beat him up tonight. It happened many times. People have tried, or not to me, to my friends too, but they don't understand, like, one of our punch, it can change their life. That's why, we don't fight outside.
Right.
Right? I've been spit in the face before. I've been called names. I've been slapped. And I just laughed, because I knew if I let my hands go, I will hurt them. And then I will feel sorry about it. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Because you have to go to this kid's mother and tell them, hey, I hit him. Or she will come to you and say, why you hit my son so hard? She didn't know the story behind it. It's okay. So speak to me, okay? Talk to me. Especially here in Toronto, people are behind the wheel. They have a road rage.
Road rage, yeah.
Oh my God, they're swearing at you. And say, I'm sorry. When it wasn't my fault, I say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So to let them calm down, because some people want to fight.
100%.
They want to prove themselves. but they don't know who is the guy, who is the other guy
never
inside.
know.
Exactly.
You never know, man. And that's just a lesson in life. On the other side too, fighting aside, when you're somewhere, the waitress is being rude to you, the guy cut you off and he's yelling at you and they're going crazy. I always sit back and I'm like, man, they're probably having a shitty day or a shitty life. You don't know what that person's going through. Like, honestly, it takes a lot, unless you're harming my kids or my wife, it takes a lot for me to just kind of, where I see other people and man, someone cut them off and they just want to murder them. I'm like, what's going on? Just chill, man.
Yeah, you know,
like, everyone's so high strung now, especially with like the economy.
Everything. They have all this problem in the world, they're taking it out to everybody. I've seen that before. I've seen it to me. I've seen it to friends I was out, or the guy was rude to the waiter. I said, why? Because she's a waiter. She's been working here all day, you know. She's tired. Yeah. She served like probably 150 people today. Give her some space. Okay. Yeah. She forgot, or she did a mistake, or she wasn't polite enough. It's okay. Tomorrow, come tomorrow. She will be polite tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the day after. But when you have clear mind, like as we do, the fighters, we go to the gym every day. We fight every day. We fight ourselves. We don't have ego anymore. Yesterday I had the same conversation with some guys in my gym who have no ego. George, you believe it or not, we have no ego.
That's crazy.
It gets bruised, it gets beaten down. And you have to come up and people looking at you like you're the loser, you lost. How you can have ego after that, you know? Nothing. No ego, no pride. It goes away. Yeah. When I was a kid, I had, I'm a boxer. But now people know. People see me get beat up. So, what happened?
Yeah, that's incredible that you put yourself in that and you have that attitude, right? And then we're sitting on the couch drinking a beer and we're like, he shouldn't have. It's kind of like sports too. It always cracks me up when I hear comments from people outside of the ring or the field. It's like, man, you're not in there. So just enjoy it and shut up, right? Like you're putting yourself out there to get in the ring, to take a beating, to give a beating. Like it takes a special type of person to want to do that.
Yeah. People ask me about the accomplishments, right? And I always tell them my biggest accomplishment is like, I stopped caring about what people saying to me, because you're winning. You're the best. George, you're the best boxer in the world. You're losing. They keep talking shit. But you know, my father said, you have 1 year. So let it go through here, it goes out the other year.
Right.
You know, so it was very hard for me. I was a kid, but now, even friends, even my family, sometimes they don't like the way I fight or the way I do things. I don't listen to them.
No.
It became a thing for me so I can work on myself, right? But I don't let people's perception to tell me who I am. Yeah. They don't know who I am. Am I lost? They tell me I lost. Yeah, it's okay, I lost. And what? They have nothing to say.
Nothing.
Oh, how did you lose the last fight? I lost. I was a better man that fight. He won that night. They have nothing else to say. Exactly. They don't know what else to say. They want to say that to you. They want to make you feel bad, or they want to make people around us feel they're better than you.
Which is, it's just ugly. It's always in everything. Like,
listen, you win or you lose. I won or I lost. You talk about me. So who is the loser here?
Exactly. I'm in your mouth technically. Why are you?
Exactly. Yeah. So who is the loser here?
That's a great attitude to have.
Look how many people around here, you're talking about me. I lost, or I got knocked out, or I won, or I knocked this guy out. Right. You're talking about me. So who is the loser here again?
100%.
It's very hard. It's very strong.
But this is real confidence coming from you. Like in the little I know of you and what I see and whatever, like you're very confident, but not cocky. It's yeah, man, on to the next one. Like you have this killer mentality where it's like, dude, that's going to transcend, which I want to ask you. Like post-boxing, what's next for you after? I know you're in the middle of it and you're going to have a tremendous career. You're going to continue. But like what else gets you excited that when you have to hang up the gloves, what are you going to get involved with?
Listen, I was a business guy. You know, I work in many restaurants. I've been a server before. I've been a manager of a restaurant. I was looking for that perspective there to open my own thing, to open my own restaurant or my own cafe, my own bar. Yep. Because I'm good with the business. I'm good with socializing with people. You know me. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people know me. I've been around the world, so I've seen different cultures. And if I try to mix that to make like a nice coffee or a nice restaurant or a nice breakfast place, I will be doing that. About boxing, I don't know. I will be around. If I won't be a coach. I don't want to be a coach. People say, and my coach says, you're going to be a good coach one day if you decide. I don't want to be a coach because I get emotional with it, you know?
Okay.
And I can be as a manager, I can promote. I don't know about that yet.
Yeah, because you're still in your career now.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably the next step is going to be me investing the money into the business, you know?
Good for you.
Like restaurants or something, so I can get in nice income and keep living my life or whatever it comes.
Where do you want to live the rest of your life?
Listen, that's the best question. People, I thought, you know, I'm from Greece. Everybody says it's beautiful or whatever there. I came to Toronto, everybody says it's cold and snow. I went to LA, oh, the most beautiful city. I went to Miami, oh, it's hot all year round. You love it. But I think I want to live my life in Toronto.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Toronto, beautiful city, beautiful people, kind, polite, education, so many things. Canada now, Toronto became number second city in the whole world, like place to live.
Yeah.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's work, you have work for everybody.
But you say that to many people here. They're like, you're crazy. I live in California now. Fine. Physically beautiful place. I like the States. It's a nice place, right? I'm Canadian, born in Toronto. And pre-pandemic, we were thinking of moving back with my kids and family. And then pandemic happened. I'm like, I don't know.
Let's push it.
Yeah, the way, right? Non-political statement. But even last night, I'm at this event. And they're like, oh, California. I'm like, guys, I miss Toronto. Like Canada in general. It's like 4 seasons. People are genuinely nice. You'll find your random asshole anywhere. But like genuinely culturally embedded. It's like nice people, good values, right? I miss that side of it. And Canada in general, Toronto just gets a lot of people here are like, the weather sucks. It makes me miserable. But that's anywhere. You go to LA, then you're going to hate that. You know, it's always sunny.
Always homeless people everywhere.
There's always
something.
Absolutely.
Never see it. Always something. But no, I found myself in Miami. People ask me, where are you from? I said, from Toronto. And Toronto is the second home for me because when I came here, nobody knew me, right? I was nobody. I never fought on TV or whatever.
Right.
I came here. I fought at the huge stadium in the Greek community. People come support me. I fought the TV. And everywhere I go here, people know me. Toronto for me is the second home. It make me feel like what Greece didn't make me feel all these years. That's why Toronto is always in my heart.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I say to people, home is where the people you love are, or the people they love you. It can be here, Greece, or Miami. If you have people that love you in Miami, you feel home. It's home for you.
Absolutely.
It's okay. For me, it's Toronto. Yeah, people say it's cold or whatever. Toronto is beautiful.
It's beautiful, man. And what? You want to get on a plane and go to the sun? You go to the sun.
In 2.5 hours, you're there.
You're there. Oh, absolutely, man. And the city loves you, right? Like that's good. So we have Yanis. We got to bring the other Greek Yanis, Adedekubo, to Toronto. We'll create a nice little community here.
Small Greek community.
Exactly. Move over, Drake. Right. A couple more things. I want to ask you. We talked a bit about the YouTube fighters and that whole. What are your thoughts? Do you think that brings more attention to boxing in general?
Definitely. KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they bring a lot of people. We don't know that. You cannot see that. But we sure they bring a lot of people, big community, because these guys are famous. And the people that are standing behind the computer, it's not the kids that are going to the gym and train every day. So it brings even more people. They never walk out again. They never even thought about being in a boxing gym. Because they're behind computers the whole day. That's how we grew up. They grew up and now they keep coming to the gym and they keep training and they keep practicing and they're kids and they have future and they can see differently. They're more rested. The body is different.
Right.
So they do like 300%. They do very good. These guys promoting boxing.
Absolutely.
They make good for sports.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do it.
Yeah. And, growing up, it was always like Mike Tyson. I'd watch some stuff. I was never a big boxing fan. And then when Lennox Lewis was, out of here,
Toronto,
Canadian pride, then kind of nothing for me. And then now I found myself even paying for a couple fights to see who Logan's fighting, Mayweather or what. Like, it's cool for that. It's definitely bringing attention from someone who's not a big boxing fan. But technically, it's such a unreal sport, right? To break it down. Anything else on your end that, promotion wise? So what do you do to promote yourself and draw more eyeballs to your fights coming up?
I just saw myself how hard I'm working. Like my 3 trainings a day when I do my final camp, so I can promote the people, so I can make people say, oh, this guy working hard. We must watch his next fight. It's going to be good. It's going to be ready, There's something new is coming from him. And the way I promote myself through social media and through all kind of media that come in my way,
Yep.
I can try to promote them. That's what you have to do. And, you know, being around and talking to people, and people they know, you say, oh, I'm fighting now in Houston. Oh, I'm fighting now in LA. I'm fighting now in Miami. So that people can come and support you, can take at least a little bit, at least you can get one more viewer.
Yes.
You know, to sell a bit more and to make more people to see you, to reach out and see who are you and what's the work, you know, when you're going to see the fight night.
Yes. So to our listeners and viewers, right, this is on all streaming platforms, YouTube, everything, social media clips, get thousands of viewers collectively, right? How can they support you? Is it, so your next fight coming up, is it going to be on, is it DAZN?
No, it's not DAZN. It's going to be Showtime, because Showtime is going to be the last year they're promoting fights.
Oh, really?
MMA or boxing is going to be the last. That's what they said. So far, I don't know the details yet. They can see me on social media, especially Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, the most important.
Yep.
And as Johnny Birmpilis, they can see my career when I fight. I always announce when I'm fighting or where I'm fighting, which show, which promotion, which city. I always do that because I want more people to see me fight, you know,
Absolutely.
to see me perform that night. And yes, they can reach out to me there. They can see me there. They can follow me there. They can support me there. For all you Greek viewers and people that are watching you, I'm more than welcome to meet every single one of them in person and take photos with them and do everything with them. Because as a Greek, I went to LA. I met so many Greeks.
Right, right.
I went to Miami, straight to the Greek church. I learned all the Greek, all the Greek people. I like it, you know, I like meeting Greek. I like meeting my own kind.
Absolutely.
I think everybody does.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
And it feels at home, right? It just feels right. You know?
It feels good to speak your own language sometimes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The promotion side, this fight coming up in December right now, just walk us through what's training look like. And then physically, when you're there, what's your 2 days, 3 days, no girlfriends? Like, is that all true? No sex?
Yeah, it is true. It is true. The last 2 weeks, for sure, you don't get any girlfriends, any sex, nothing. You have to keep that energy. You have to keep that, the passion, that fire, like for the fight night.
Save all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Save all the energy. If it is more energy you can save, you save it.
Okay.
Okay. You have to let it out one night, because you might have one moment, take it out. You need to take it out that moment.
Right.
Because you might have no opportunity after, right? The 2 days before and the week before is very hard because you're cutting weight. Everybody's cutting weight and it's very hard. You don't eat a lot. You lose a lot of sweat. You don't drink a lot of water anymore. And it's a very hard process. Yeah. It's torture.
Like you're miserable going into that fight. Is that, yeah.
The fight before the weigh-ins. We say the fight starts at the weigh-ins, right? The night before the weigh-ins, I cannot sleep. Nobody can sleep.
Jeez.
You show up with you have, black skin under your eyes. It's bad. You cannot sleep because stress. You lose your weight. You're hungry. You can't even drink water.
Anxious, right?
Exactly. Anxiety. You can't sleep. You're thinking about too much. You're thinking about if you lose or if you win. If you lose, how you're going to lose. Everything goes through your mind. Everything. Right. Everything is ahead. Everything. You have to control it, to let it down, but it's hard. The fight gets close, you believe it more, you feel it more, your skins get irritated, you know. Right. Yes, it takes a lot.
Dude, you see your passion when you talk about this. Like that's the difference between pro and just someone who, like, you're obsessed with this. Like, it's incredible to see that.
You know, it's the process. It's the time it will come. One day if I have kids, I'll tell them it was my time. I was there, you know. That moment, I lived there. That moment you saw on YouTube me fighting, I was there. I fought there. That's why it's going to stay alive, you know, the moment we are alive and we spend what we did when we spent here, right? And I want to be able one day to say my kids, if I ever have kids, like, hey, I live my moment. I live my past. I live the fight. I fought. I won. I lost. I did it. You know, I'll be proud of myself. Yeah. Send that to my kids. And at the end of the day, I don't care about the people around us. Nobody actually cares. But the people that are close to you, the family you have, or the family you want to create,
that's it, man.
That's the most important.
That's it.
You want your kids to look in your eyes and say, oh, look at my dad. Look at what he did. You know? He was that guy once.
Absolutely. So you're already creating that legacy for the next generation before you even start your family.
Yes.
Like that's forward thinking.
And if you see me, you follow me on social media, all the people tell me, oh, you inspire me, or good inspiration. I always want to inspire people.
Right.
Because I have friends, I have family members too. They go city and they never went for what they want. And look at me, guys. I left the city, I left my village, and I came to America, at Toronto in the beginning, to chase my dreams. It was a dream. Nobody believed. My own mom.
Yeah.
George, my own mom told me, don't go. My own mom. My own father tell me, don't go.
We didn't talk about that. So you're leaving. And again, I get it, especially Greek parents. It's like they want the safe route. Go study, go get this, go do that. So you come up with like, I'm going to be a professional boxer. What are you, crazy? Like, what's their initial reaction?
Yeah, say, you crazy? You're not going to do that. After the first time I sparred, I came back home and I had marks all over my face. The red marks, black eye. And mom said, don't ever go back there again. My dad said, it's okay. It's a kid. Nothing will happen to him. After a week, again, the same thing. My mom, she was pushing me to stop. She never wanted me to do it. I fought probably like, I don't know, 90 times so far. My mom never watched me fight.
Oh, really?
She cannot watch me fight. It's crazy. My mom, the last fight, it was on TV, it was on the zone, and all my friends went to my city, to my home back in Greece, and I watched with my sister and my family. My mom was watching everything. When the referee say box, my mom went to the room, start praying.
Come on,
she couldn't watch. I understand. That's my mother. She cannot see me get hurt or getting hit. She never watched me, and she never will.
That's adorable, though, man.
She cannot do it, but. It's really hard to see your own flesh and your own kid, your own people getting hurt.
Yeah, it's still her baby. You know what I mean? That's her.
Exactly.
So when you have kids, and your son wants to get into the sport, you support him?
Yeah, but I won't push him.
You won't push him.
I won't push him.
Like, no. This is your life. This is your path. You're not trying to.
If he wants to be passionate on go boxing, I make sure I teach him the right things or the mistakes I did. I will tell him about my mistakes so he's not going to do the same mistakes.
Right.
He can do his mistakes, but I want to make sure he's not going to do my mistakes. He's allowed to do his own mistakes or whatever. But if he asks me, I will never push him to box. So do whatever you want as long as you're happy. If he loves boxing, I will support him 100%. If he loves to be an architect, I will support him 100%. If he wants to be a doctor, support him 100%, whatever he decides. If he turns out to want to be a boxer, I will just make sure he's not going to do the same mistakes I made.
Right. Which is great. He's going to have that insight.
Yeah, he's going to have some kind of help, some kind of like background story.
Yeah. Let me ask you, and again, man, thank you for your time. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
When you get into a ring, it's kind of in life and business too. You can tell by people's eyes whether I feel like this person's trying to fuck me over or I don't trust this person or whatever. When you get in a ring and it's just you guys, everyone pulls back, you guys pull in, and you look at that person in the eye. Like, have you ever been intimidated by someone in a ring just by seeing their story in their eye? Like, once you connect and it's like, fuck, this is going to be a tough fight. And then on the flip side, have you ever, when you walk in, you just know that you got this person mentally, right? Like, once you connect that, I feel like, fuck, man, it's a different story, you know?
Yeah, I had many moments like this, but me and the waiting, when we face each other after the waiting, I can see, I got this guy. I already beat him mentally the way I was looking at him. I saw his eyes changing. And I saw a guy before. The most of the times I said to my coach, like, hey, coach, I got him. So how do you know? I looked deep in his eyes. He couldn't even see me. So I got him. I won already. But one time I had a guy from Argentina. The guy wasn't care. He had the bad boy reputation. And I was looking at him at the whole waiting and I couldn't get any out of it. He wasn't talking. He wasn't moving. I couldn't get no reaction. So I thought, this guy is actually going to be tough. And I had a tough night. I ended up knocking him out in the 4th round.
I had a tough night, but I knocked him out.
And yes, I had that fight. The guy gave me a fight. I cut both of my eyebrows, right and left.
No way.
4 stitches here and 3 stitches here. The guy came to fight. And he saw me with the waiting because I couldn't see what's going to happen. Most of the time, my experience now, I can see, I got it. Oh, I already won. But this guy, I couldn't see. He wasn't care losing or he came to fight. He wasn't care if he's going to make weight or not. He came to fight.
Gotcha.
Right? He came to give me a fight, which he did. And it's more appreciated because I'm a fighter too,
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. And then the fights that you did lose, like if you fought them again, what did you learn from those ones specifically? It's only 2 losses professionally.
Yeah, it's the mistakes, I did the bad diet or I couldn't eat good. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't resting enough. I didn't train enough. All the mistakes I did, I don't do it the next fight. Okay. So I lost 2 eyes from different perspectives. But now I know it's less chance for me to lose. Because I learn from both. I think I learn from both, what I'm learning. So I can put that in my game so I don't make that mistake again.
Right.
I may do another mistake, which is okay. I might get caught with a good puncher and somebody can knock me out.
Right.
You don't know. As long as I'm learning and I'm keep improving my game, I'm okay with it. And I'm confident enough. I'm still confident. Lose or win. First of all, I have a tattoo here. Say I always win. It means You win or you learn. You never lose, right? So yes, loss is a loss, but I learned something about
Absolutely.
it. As long as you learn something, I don't consider it as a loss, right? Yeah, in my record, you might say I lost. I don't care. I know who I am. I'm confident who I am. I'm confident what I can do next. And I know how I can perform better now. It's a big lesson for me. I mean, for everybody, but I'm talking about me.
Dude, you're inspiring. That energy is like, and it's real energy. It's not fabricated, you know? December 1st is the fight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm going to try really hard to be there in person because I would love to see that. Houston, Texas. We don't want to date this episode, but we're going to follow you, support your career, man, and just keep rocking. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Invigorate Your Business with George Stroumboulis. Please hit the subscribe and like buttons and follow me on all the main podcast streaming channels. Also, please share your comments when you can. I appreciate your help in expanding this network to a worldwide audience. Until next time, stay invigorated.